I don't know where you're at in your volume world, but I know where I'm at. First of all, Corinne Shellhammer, what does volume of something mean? How much space it takes up. Volume is a three-dimensional sort of thing. It is how much space. And since it's how much space, it's different than area because area is a flat thing. It's only two dimensionals, length and width. Volume is measured in, Emma Kreis, cubic whatever, yes, it's measured in cubes. Measured in cubes. And again, one must realize that volume is always relative to the size of the cubes that you're using. For example, a cubic inch, is not a really big sort of thing. That's about 1 inch cubed. If you get to a cubic centimeter, that's really pretty small, a lot smaller than that even. You start talking about cubic feet, I think that's not even close. Just trying to make it actual size. 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches, you get your cubic feet, or a foot cube. And because it's three-dimensional, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this as well, that if I asked you how many cubic inches are in a cubic foot, the answer is not 12. The answer is not 12. There's probably more there than, does anybody care to speculate how many cubic inches would be in a cubic foot? And the answer is not 144, Brandon.
Well, I was going to say, it's not cubic.
I think my pen didn't write it, sorry. How's that better? Anybody care to speculate how many cubic inches are in a cubic foot? Emma Kreis.
Cubic inches?
Didn't I just say that it wasn't? It's not 12. 12 cubic inches is not very much, by the way. Nicholas?
100?
No, I just said it's many, many more than you're going to think. Well, here is how you figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. A cubic foot is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. Anybody want to disagree with that? And we know that, and how many inches are in a foot? That means this shape is 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. And to find volume, in the way that we've always found volume, this will change today, volume of a shape was always what? Do you remember? Lauren? Length times width times height. So I would have to take 12 times 12, which is 144, and multiply that by 12 one more time to get the volume of my cubic foot, which is what? 288 and 144 is 1,728 cubic inches in a cubic foot. There are a lot. See if somebody agrees with me on apparently something kind of. Now, with that being said, children, if you have a rectangular prism like we talked about, okay, you can use that same formula that you always have used. As long as it's a rectangular prism, you can use length times width times height. That is fine. And the reason for that is we talked about this before. Let's say this is 10, 4, and 4. Because with that shape, it doesn't matter what side you multiply or look at. It can be a base. Remember what we say about bases? Bases of shape are sides that are parallel or whatever. I gave you the loaf of bread theory, right? We did that. That was you guys. So the volume of this shape here is just going to be 10 times 4 times 4, which quickly done is what? 160, right? Let's say these are all inches. Okay, but we're going to change our volume formula. to work for everything, because not everything is a rectangular prism. Sometimes you get odd numbered shapes or odd lettered shapes here. And this is what you need to write down in very big letters. If you've been like not really writing most of the stuff that I've said already.
But I was trying to draw this
Right. The triangles are there because of what though?
No,
Right here, the volume, this is the new formula you're going to use. Volume equals the area of the base times its height. And with that being said, again, remind yourself that the base is that loaf of bread theory. And the height of something, we've talked about height in different shapes before. How do I know something is the shape's height? Anytime you talk about height of shape, the height is always perpendicular to the base. Okay, so once you find the base, the side that goes on a right angle to it is going to be the height. Wait, are you writing this down? What else? You have this written down? Oh, no, you don't have it written down. Thought I didn't see it. It always helps to write it down. Now I can tell you're very excited about this, and these things take a lot of room, so I'm going to slide this up and out of the way. Here is, ooh, no, I don't want it. Even that doesn't look good. Here is an example type problem here. Actually, I am going to insert a problem here, I believe, because I don't want to draw it here. Any idea what day today is? What class is this?
Math.
Of course, 3. Jack, you are always there for me. Always, always, always. Now take a look at this example that's going to show up here, and I do want you to draw it in your on your paper. I will help you with that, but I want you to see what it's going to look like in the book, because I cannot exactly duplicate everything that the book does. And it's our hope that somewhere amidst the 50-some slides that I already have, that the rest of it's going to come up here. I really should exit out of my computer once in a while. There we go. Do this. Here we go, children. Take a peek at this problem here, and I will walk you through all the steps. You will become a volume expert here in a short amount of time. Here's the problem. It says many buildings and other objects are shaped like combinations of geometric solids. Find the volume of a building with this shape. All angles are right angles. Okay? Now the first thing you're going to do with this is what? Shell hammer. Thank you very much. Do your best to try to duplicate that problem right there. You know, it's not really that hard. I'll draw it out here. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you can just get something that looks pretty good like this. 12, 12, 15, 20, 10. Now, the next thing, obviously, Hannah Nuzzo, I would do in this is maybe Jackson can help you out since we just had this discussion with him. Jackson, what am I going to do? Write the formula out. And what is our formula? Volume equals area of base, you can abbreviate that to your liking, times the height. Anybody confused so far? It's our new formula we're going to use for volume. Now, obviously, we have to figure out what the base is. And looking at this shape, with my loaf of bread theory, what shape, if you slice that thing into a bunch of different slices, will you continue to get every time that you do it? Lauren?
You slice it this way.
Exactly. You're going to slice it like this because you're always going to get this L-shaped piece. So you're going to want to write down, you're going to want to draw that L-shaped piece over here somewhere, just so you can see it. Here's my base. It looks like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know the dimensions are given to you right here. This is 12, 12, 15, 20. And I'm going to have to find the area of that thing. Okay, nobody said area or volume is going to be easy. It's a long process and it's pretty easy to get confused. What do I have to do to find the area of this, say Tide? Yeah, well, I don't have a formula that shows me area of an L, so I'm going to have to do what to it? Cut it into some pieces. How about we cut it like this? What's the area of this square right here? Area of that square right there, 12 times 12 is, John? So the little square there is 144. How about this big rectangle here? Big rectangle here. You know it's 20 by how far is it this way? 27. What's 20 times 27? Jeremy? 540, right? Am I right on that? So my total area then of the base is what? Lucas Espanol. 684, I believe. And that's one reason we write this stuff down, because if you don't write this down, you might think that you're done. Because you got so ingrained into this problem, it took so long to find the area of the base that you're like, oh, my answer is 684.
No, it's 6,000.
Yes, Jack, thanks for blurting it out. We still have to find out, we still have to multiply it by its height. And we know that the height, like I said, the height is the side that's perpendicular to the base. So this thing is sitting on its base right now. How high does that base go? It is 10 high. And Jack says, wow, I can do that in my head because I just add a 0. The total volume is 6,840, I don't know what it says, feet. And it's in cubic units. Volume equals 6,840 feet cubed. That's kind of exciting, isn't it, one and all? Now, going back to what I said before, okay, if it is a shape like, let me get rid of this one. If it is a shape like this, if it's a rectangular prism, you don't have to do that whole area of the base thing, because the old formula that you used before will work, and you just need to say, okay, it's a rectangular prism, I can just do length times width times height. I don't need to do the area of the base and figure out all that stuff there. I can just take the 3 measurements, the 30 times the 30 times the 10, and it's a quick problem and it's an easy thing. But when it's an irregular shape that's a prism, you have to go through all of that work. This is 900 times 10, Jack, which is what?
I
That will beat you on that one.
said it was before.
My sense of really wrong. So, for example, yeah, we got a little bit of time right now. I want you to do problem letter E for me right here. Problem letter E. Do letter E for me right now from beginning to end. Sketch it out, write the formula, Find the area of the base. If you want to look in your book, problem letter E is there as well if you're struggling seeing some of the stuff there. And give me what the total volume of that shape is. Again, it's in your book if you'd like to look at it and page whatever. This would actually mean your pencil should be moving, which confuses me a little. So we do that. If you are looking for directions as to how to sketch that, I don't know, just draw the letter T on a little slant here, kids. I don't know what the issue is here. And then once you do, just draw straight lines down from it. It's not a complicated process. Is that what was getting you upset there, Connie?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Question, are you done? I think it would take 2 seconds. Done, Shellhammer? Oh, you don't know if it's right. This is more about, not about the rightness or the wrongness, but about the roughness. Even if you don't understand it, there's certainly steps that you can do to get done part of it. All right, lest we run out of time here. First thing you would do is do what after this point? I've already got it sketched out. My next thing is to do what, Hannah? Write the formula, which in this case, since it's a prism but it's not a rectangular one, you're going to do the, and I don't care if you abbreviate this, but it's the area of the base times the height. Second thing, then you need to decide what the base is. What shape in the loaf of bread theory is that, Rockwell? It's the T, so you probably want to sketch that T out. I mean, you could use the T that you've already got there. It doesn't really matter. This is 2, 8, 3, and 2, and 8. Sorry, that's, yeah. And then you're going to have to cut that into a couple different things. What do you get? What's the area of this shape right here? 2 times 8 is 16. What's the area of this shape right here? 2 times 3, 2. Does that say 3 over there? Did it give you that 3? How do we assume that that side's the same as the other side? Oh, it doesn't matter. Sorry. It gives the 8 there. Sorry. So what's the total area of the base? 16 plus 16 is 32. Now we're not done, Jack. Hold on. I need to figure out what the height is. The height is always perpendicular to the base, which means this is laying on its base, going straight up. The height is 2. So the volume then is 64. Make sure you label it as centimeters cubed. Believe me, they get a lot more complicated than that.
Oh, I see.
As a general rule. So this is set what, 42? What I would like you to do then I would like you to do problem number 3 for tomorrow. Problem number 3. This is better be done well
Yes, sir.
and to the best of your ability.